That's why we got no sound. Gotta go like that.
You didn't need that.
But
yeah, here we go. Now we have sound.
We have some, well, not on because I gotta go to the ATEM. Okay, let's try that again. I got too excited. This is what happens. This is what happens when you do this. It goes way too loud.
The pre-opening.
Test. All right, let's take that again. I'm gonna have to edit that off the front. People were like, there was like Bonnie in there, like, you got no sound, dude. Test. All right, we should have sound now that isn't blown out. Let's try that again.
Okay, now we have sound.
Now we have sound.
I think so.
Somebody tell you? Who was that?
Let me check.
Let's go here. Yeah.
Now we have sound.
All right.
We have sound. The
That's
sound
hilarious.
is back.
That's hilarious.
Take two.
Take two. That's kind of standard, right? I always F up sound. It's not easy. Well,
It's a constant battle.
You messed with me fucking buttons right and you actually hit the wrong button.
ATEM's a failure point. I'm not lying. That thing works great. But back to the good times. Scott Berry in studio praising the Holy Ghost with us today. Seguin River Monsters special with Dutch Chattahoochee and myself. T-Texas Tony Turnstile. We're going to talk some baseball players, pastors, future stirs, and the big hard-on I got for the coming season.
The hard-on for coming season?
Oh, we can't go there. There's going to be parents listening to this, and they're never coming back. I kid. We'll check with the ATG boys, MiLB Hatbilly, see what they're doing. But I couldn't be more psyched for this season. College baseball's wrapping, so postseason's shaping up there. We'll talk a little bit of that back end, but we're going to lead. We're going to lead with stirs, all stirs, riff stirs, and then get into the other butter of baseball, like Aaron Judge looking out the side of his eye. I care not if he's cheating. I don't think he was, but Dutch has some thoughts on that.
Yes, I do.
Strong thoughts?
Not really.
Right.
They're basic thoughts. Nothing strong.
I don't know what else I got. We were looking at the roster before the show, and Scotty knows
First
more.
off, I want to say I'm pumped to be on here. Thank you guys for having me. I know I've been on a phone call before, but never live in studio. So
Dude, you're the man.
It's exciting
Now
to be
people
here.
get to hear you and see you at the same time.
And thank you for what you guys do for the River Monsters.
Oh.
You know, everything with the broadcast and stuff wouldn't be possible without you. So you guys are very, very important to the River Monsters. So thank you.
Thank you, Scotty. We're living a child's dream, calling baseball games and being associated with the class of Scotty B and Mike G.
Do we dare say future champions?
Louis Solis, Mike P. So many good dudes out there. And we got Coach Tony Perez. Who's the assistant coach again? Because I didn't meet him and I'm bad with names.
Nick Palacios. He's going to be our assistant coach, pitching coach. I'm excited to have him. He's got a pretty extensive background.
How do you say his last name again?
Palacios, I think.
Palacios.
Excuse me if I'm saying
Make sure you're going right into the mic, like right.
Yes, I'll get on them.
It's hard.
The
Sound
old
is
podcast rookie move, not talking
No,
into the
it's
mic.
one of those things.
At least you're not like the old guy at the tape. Remember in Colorado had the mic on the underneath the table
It
and
was
trying
hard.
to talk?
I was messing with our pencil mics at the field yesterday. I thought those might be good for post-game. I was having issues. We're troubleshooting.
Oh, we used that for the sketch, right? Those are the ones
Yeah,
that
they blew out, and
Yeah.
they're like super sensitive. So I don't
almost
know.
forgot about our Colorado conversation. Was that a live 3VGV podcast? Was that actually my first?
Yeah, actually, you were in
that was
the
a-
bowl sesh is on YouTube.
That was a late night one, so I didn't think that was necessarily the live, but that was. So this is my second time.
Your second time. I just wanted to set stuff up.
First time in studio.
That was so stressful. It couldn't have happened.
It was fun, though.
Scott Berry was just an all-star in everything he does. But that's part of the story. I guess I'm like roadmap things I have are one kind of the River Monsters story coming about with Mike Gigliotti and Scotty B, because I love a good we'll fade out of the gospel music. I love a good like buddy story. You know, like the backstory on how two dudes from upstate New York are bringing college summer baseball to the city of Seguin, and the work that is put in is kind of a cool story because it's about like the love of baseball and like you're just there for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fun. So
Yeah,
that's
we grew up playing baseball together since our early minor league days. 8, 9 years old. Then we were actually on an expansion little league team together. We were the
expansion.
We were
Did it get an expansion name?
We were
the D-backs or something.
No, we were just sponsored by local businesses. We were Heritage Studio.
There you go.
So we were an expansion little league team. The first first.
Is that the
guys
first
on the
time you met
roster.
Mike G? Was
No,
like
we
8
had
or
been friends before that, but we played baseball.
like
together
even
since
before
then.
that, like age 4 or 5. This is like same like first grade kindergarten stuff.
First grade. Is, I think when
Oh,
we got
shit.
to know each other.
That's a long
Second
time.
grade became pretty good friends, best friends, and it's been best friends since. And after playing baseball, it was still loved baseball and saw an opening to kind of. You said you're living out your dream doing this. We're kind of living out our baseball dream doing this as well.
That's awesome.
And there's really not a better place right now in Texas than Seguin to be doing this. It's blowing up. It's got a rich baseball history that some may not know about, but it is there. They've had Texas League teams and the stadium's named after Smokey Joe, Negro League Hall of Famer. So there's a history there. It's a growing city, and we're just excited to be a part of it right now. Speaking
of Seguin history, when I brought it up to people at the River Authority, wasn't there was like a steel company team or something that was there for a long time that was really good. What was those guys again?
They're like, it might have been the Steelers.
The Steelers or like 86ers or so. It was something weird.
That, yes, it was a steel company.
I need to look into that because they apparently had some dudes. At least that's the way the folks remember. I think Mikey P might have known something about that, but I don't know. But yeah, so we'll talk a little bit history there. I want to hear about what bullies were in the first grade that you might have beat up, but then get into the present day rosters. We get pumped for the season. And they go there. And the only other roadmap stuff I had was to kick it over to Dutch Talk. Some of the past guys we saw last year had some personal favorites, some dudes we like this year. And then current happenings in the baseball world are the Eyeballs of Aaron Judge, Dutch, and college baseball postseason. What are your thoughts?
And we got to talk about the Yankees pitcher, too. What's his name? Herman?
What happened to him? Oh, the sticky stuff? Yeah.
Sticky stuff.
Yeah.
I think he got suspended, too, for that shit. But I don't know.
The sticky stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, the other one was, I do want to run down with Scotty B since we have him in the studio. I found a pretty funny article from MLB.com from Matt Monahan, if I'm saying his last name right, on MLB players that had bands. And they're all very different. I didn't know that Dick Allen had the Ebonistics, and he is getting very soulful in that. Dion had a rap song. Jimmy Rollins had a rap song.
Didn't know about Jimmy. I knew about Dion. Didn't know about Jimmy Rollins.
Dion makes sense,
even though it's cringy and it's bad.
Yeah, there's some like Ken Griffey Jr.'s great hitter, but his song is not.
Can't talk about baseball music and not talk about Bernie Williams.
Yeah, Bernie Williams is on the list. I didn't know. I didn't know anything about his musical chops. But that's like more. I like to kick that because that's like right in your wheelhouse, Dutch, because you could tell, professional musician.
I would say professional, but I know my way around a bass.
I mean, I would play that up because like, even if you got $1 one night for some gig at some bar, you're professional.
Technically, you get paid.
Yeah, you're professional.
I never got paid.
You never got even like $1 for a gig?
No,
free food.
No, dude, the small town that I grew up in that I played, we did a couple of shows for free because we didn't have any like venues that we didn't have our shit together enough to go to a venue, so we just set up our own little spot.
Did they provide free electricity?
No, we did that. We took some.
I'm looking for a thread.
We took some fucking extension cords to the park and hooked them up to like the little poles out there, and
well, the city was paying you, so that's professional.
Yes.
But yeah, MLB music, but we'll go stirs. I'll throw it. Maybe to Scotty on. Well, I don't know. Where do you guys want to start?
Before we get into that, can I hijack this for a moment?
Yeah, please hijack because I have no.
So one of my favorite parts of last year was after one of our wins, and Ernie did his post-game interview. He gave out his packs of cards.
Yes.
To the players of the game. Well, my nephews got into baseball cards this off season, and I happened to just be going through my childhood baseball cards, and I have an unopened 1990 umpire pack.
What?
This is.
I've never seen that. I didn't know they had their own cards.
This is going to Ernie.
Oh my gosh!
Feel free to leave it unopened, or feel free to do a live opening.
You got to open it.
But
Whoa! But it could be worth. This might
So
be the only one in the world
I
because
don't
it's
know.
the only one I've ever seen. And there's some card collector out there going, "Don't open that, dude. That's worth $6.3 million."
I don't know what it's worth. I don't know. It's been in my
Let's go to
card
Cam.
bucket.
You got to get it graded first.
for as long as
I don't know. We got
I was born in 1990. I don't know if that was.
This is the Dutch cam, but this can get the look at the umpire pack.
What if you have an Angel Hernandez rookie in there? That might be
That would be
worthless. Someone
Jim
want that.
Joyce.
that would be yeah. Oh,
There was an umpire that passed away recently too.
Move that there. We'll
But
come back.
when I
here.
saw the unopened pack, I instantly thought of Ernie.
Whoa,
and,
dude.
And so that was my,
Thank you.
That was my surprise.
Thank you, Scotty.
for
That's check that out, Dutch. That's
I would open this bad boy.
I don't know. We might have to.
I had no idea that umpires
it's
had their own
like-
cards. It's crazy.
It's such a snap decision. We got it a few seconds ago. You got to really gotta think about
Yes,
that because
I know.
you've
It's-
never seen that, didn't know it existed.
You get what's his name? Al Barlick bonus card.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. If we open it, we'll have to do it like on air at a game or something.
But
I'm
that is
super
yours
duper
to do what you
intrigued.
want.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
It depends on how much you.
so that was just my little surprise for the podcast.
Because we have a couple boxes of Japanese cards that are still in cellophane. Because Dutch and I conceived of a sketch. Kind of our sketch as illicit card dealers, as drug dealers, is kind of the push there. And then this was going to be like a hotel scene where drug deals gone bad. You know how they always in the Miami Vice they do the switchblade and they stab it into the first brick on top and
Smell it.
okay, it's good.
Get the-
And then they hand off the briefcase, the money, and they part, and then they start looking through the bricks, and they're like, "Wait, some of this is junk," And it's just so I was gonna have maybe like a deal where I get the Japanese cards, but then we open them up, it's like Japanese, and then there's some old shit tops in there, like it's a loaded pack.
Like what's that shit called? Junks wax. I can get this.
Yeah,
this is-
exactly.
That hotel on San Pedro that we were gonna go to, our teacher told us a lot of people film there,
Yeah.
so they welcome filmers.
The San
Yeah.
Antonio film location guide they're listed, so we could do a drug deal gone bad with gunplay over Japanese baseball cards.
the counterfeit cards.
Yeah,
This is
exactly. It's like I picture it like remember the Scarface where Tony Montana and his buddy are just waiting up in the hotel for 3 days, just sweating it out, and then the dudes finally show up and it goes haywire, something like that. I digress. I don't know. You want to? What are you feeling? You want? I kind of like people history because I think that's like an article or something. Honestly, the Utica backstory, a little bit about Scott Berry, history as a catcher.
His
Mike
all-stars.
G, as I understand, could do just about everything, but he was an infield guy.
Yep, Mike was an infielder, very good baseball player, smooth as could be in the field, good hitter.
All-star
He
selection.
was a baller.
Man, and soccer was a part of it too, because I was a soccer player up until it conflicted with the baseball season. I forget how that went in high school.
Oh no, we both played soccer together. We had pretty good soccer careers as well.
What positions were you guys in soccer, by the way?
I was a goalie.
Okay.
Mike was a midfielder. Mike, I forget what year it was, but he broke his arm pretty bad, and he became the one of the best jugglers I've ever. How you juggle.
Oh, yeah,
Not like circus juggling.
Yeah,
but
with your feet.
soccer juggling. And so it was just kind of always been a testament to him, where he couldn't do anything that season, but he did master something that he could do.
Just juggle the ball 500 times in a row.
Yes, he became just a juggling sensation, but another sport that he was just very gifted at as well.
Man. Now, as far as we know, Mike was a transplant to Texas for career reasons, marries himself a nice Seguin gal, and ends up down there from Utica and got the baseball bug. And getting this thing off the ground last year was a unbelievable task. But I'm sure, tell us your history. The first phone call you get on, hey, I've got this idea at the beginning of the Stirs.
That dates back to when Mike was still in Austin when he first.
Oh,
came
he
down
wanted to do it that
Texas.
far back.
We had that conversation years prior to Seguin coming to fruition, where Mike had actually been in contact with Uri, the commissioner, and got kind of the details of the process to start a team. and then it went on hold for a little bit, and then the timing for us starting Seguin came around, and we just went all in.
Was he at the time then, I guess, looking at Austin, and Austin Fields would make – he was like initially he was thinking that, and then –
Yeah, it was just kind of him getting to Texas and learning about the TCL.
Yeah.
Learning about the college league that was down here. Austin was kind of an original market for it.
Was he? Did Mike look at other stuff like Pecos League, or was it always kind of? Because like I played summer ball in New York, so maybe you guys have like a history with like that's a good business model. These summer leagues, it doesn't take over your life. It's 2 months of wildness. Or
yeah, we did know about the summer leagues in New York and the Cape League and everything, but it was never starting a team. Never really became a conversation until that TCL, talk with Erie came around years prior to Seguin. But it was always just kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then when we saw the opportunity in Seguin and, got the clearance on the field and, went full in on the franchise and everything.
Nice.
It just
I like that
became
franchise. I like how you said that.
We're going into season 2, but we haven't even been around for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's so we're as evergreen as can be still, and just roll. But we have the highest of aspirations that we can have for this team and this league. We can't be the Bombers or the Generals right away.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for over a decade, and they've kind of set the standard, but that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah, you're just starting out, getting it going, but that's kind of what it takes, I mean, somebody's got to get the idea and actually knowing all the pain in the ass, elbow grease it takes to get it going.
Man. I can't say we knew that it was going to take what it took to, get that first year fully underway and complete year 1. But we did it. It was a grind and it was fun. It was crazy fun, a learning experience. We kind of threw ourselves into the fire.
Yeah.
And came out on the other side a little better going into year 2.
Yeah, super psyched. Tony Perez is the head coach, and the Tony Perez from the Big Red Machine, he does say he gets confused. People like that Tony Perez. I say we have the best Tony Perez because I've never met the Big Red Machine Tony Perez, but that dude is awesome. And our levels are blowing out. I don't know what that is there, but is that us? We got to come down a little bit maybe. Testing 1 2 3. That's still really loud. I don't know if that's the ATEM. I don't know if Bonnie or somebody in the viewing can tell us how loud we are. We're going to bring that down just a little bit there. Test. That's probably better.
Sounds fine.
Does it?
Sounds fine.
So this red line in an OBS, that's why I'm bringing it down. There's always sound. Trey was like, let me ask you sound questions.
That's fine.
All right.
See?
All right. Anyway, I'm not redlining OBS anymore. That's all I wanted. So good coaching staff, good players. We had some awesome dudes last year, and we were just scrolling through different teams this year. We saw a few guys from last year. We've got our favorites. So all the guys coming in this year, you get an investment in them, and you really never forget the dudes. So I'm excited for the whole new crop. But like back in review, is that? It sounds good. I think we can mute that probably.
I didn't realize it was still on.
Oh, yeah. It's,
if you would have said nothing. I was wondering, you're looking at me.
The whole show, I was like,
fuck?
Yeah. But I don't know, Dutch, like your favorite dudes from last year, Scotty, I mean, they're all favorites, but like there are some dudes that stand out. Obviously, Jose Gutierrez, one of the just classist guys, but man, he went on to great things. He's doing the basically AAA level with Monclova, Arcereros.
I always saw him play.
Pulling for Jose in that with the Monclavas. We were excited to have him back this year, but definitely would rather see him go on to the higher levels. But yeah, it's not necessarily favorites from last year, but there's guys that leave the impression on you.
Yeah,
You learn about them over the summer. You meet them, and you spend so much time around them for 2 months that there's the guys that leave the impressions. Jose was certainly one of them. Unbelievable kid. But we've been following along a lot of our guys from last year. Even though not necessarily coming back, they might be seniors, but you root for them.
Yeah,
we've been following Texas State, because Jose Gonzalez and Augie were River Monsters last year. Those guys are doing great this year. Texas State's a fun team to watch. We were just looking at Incarnate Word stats. We had a good group from there last year. We see what our guys are doing this year in college ball, and it really could have translated to more wins for the River Monsters last year, because we had some players. Skylar's doing great for Little Rock.
He is.
So it's great to see and follow the guys that are still playing.
The Texas State guys, Dutch. Augie had big home run numbers too.
Augie's power this year is great to see.
Is he double digits? I don't know.
But I know he's been
Dutch
having a good year.
I'm Texas State going postseason? That's my question for those guys.
It's like on the edge.
The last time I saw that they were in a 3 seed. I don't know how much that's changed.
But it's hard not to play well in that awesome city and that awesome stadium.
Loves the
San Marcos. What's up?
It's a good spot.
Jose Gonzalez was another guy who left a very good impression after last summer.
Yeah, he did.
Stand up kid. Good charisma to him. We had a event at one of our sponsors' bosses, and he was just kind of one of those guys that just pulled up to the booth me and Mike were sitting in and talked with us for 15 minutes about his future, about his goals and everything, and just another guy that we hope to see draft. I know that that's his goals, is to get drafted.
Yeah, he's had a number of good seasons at Texas State.
He's on a good run at Texas State, so we wish the best for Jose.
Man, those are some good dudes. The guys that like Jimmy DeLeons and Lasters and Ray Ray and Caleb Vuona was a favorite. Joe Kelly went back to Xavier. You look at their numbers, because in my mind that dude was the second coming of Greg Maddux with his speed change in any count. But he
had some good stuff. He was a fun guy to be around. Not sure how he's doing at Xavier right now.
Are we getting Yuli back? Do we say? I wasn't sure.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I know Tony's interested in bringing him back. Now that we're filling out these final few roster spots, he's definitely on the radar.
Yuli Tovar, good velocity guy from last year. So coming up, we'll go run through the roster, and I guess we can just trade off, looking at dudes. Everybody's got their laptop open. We can take a look, pull somebody and tell me what you see. But the one guy we got to talk to yesterday, which was local guy, Caden Monkerud. If I'm saying your last name right, Caden. Thanks for coming to the ballpark. But it's one of those things that maybe talks a little bit about summer ball and how it works. Rosters get filled early. You can talk to about the process, and that's the experience for everybody is it kind of rotates and people got to move and stuff happens in the summer. So he's in there, but the roster's full, so to speak. And if things move, then we're going to try to get Caden in. But he's essentially a local catcher from Navarro High School, went to West Texas A&M. And
it's just,
I know you've seen video of me. Look,
one of those players where it's over 250 player forms come in through the website.
Yeah.
We get coaches reaching out to us. We get players reaching out to us on their own. Guys from last year telling us about friends who want to play. Guys from this year telling us. So we get, upwards of over 300 to 350, guys wanting to play for us, which is awesome. But it's sometimes people fall through the cracks, and we just had kind of filled our catcher spots out before we became aware of Caden. We're very, Chance Reisdorf is coming from Corpus Christi. Very excited to have him be, the guy leading us behind the dish this year. But you see the guy from Seguin like Caden, who shows a lot of promise, good attitude, that he just wants to earn his spot on the team, and believes in himself, which are guys you need in the summer. You need grinders, you need guys with grit to kind of dedicate themselves for 2 months to the team, and Caden showing that kind of mindset was something that
if you're showing up without a promised spot, you're like, dude, I'm just gonna get some work, that's good stuff right there. But everybody likes a catcher. Scotty was a catcher. Catchers are always trying to find where their field is. They got a cool field in Corpus Christi for Reinsdorf. But so got a couple good catchers coming in.
Yeah, Chance looks very good behind the dish. Me and Mike were actually watching Corpus Christi had a series versus Nicholls State. So we also have a guy from Nicholls State, Garrett Felix. Very excited about him as well. But
Good hitter.
good hitter. Those two guys were battling it out, and it was nice to see. In the first game, Chance hosed the guy at second, and then later on in the game went down, blocked the ball in the dirt, and then threw out the guy trying to take third. So it was just nice to see some good work from behind the plate from back there from him. So we think we'll be pretty solid at the catcher position.
That's good. That's a big one. The running game was killing us last year. The ability to take that extra base, the first and third situations, and that sort of small ball stuff was just absolutely annihilating us.
And that was kind of something we touched on when we were kind of running through this roster beforehand here is we do have Tony went with some guys that we hope are active on the base pass and kind of create some of that havoc that you can cause on a team that, teams over the summer, it takes a little while to mesh and get together. So if you can cause some havoc on the base pass, it can lead to some wins for sure.
There it is. I found it. Sorry. It said it can't find Corpus Christi A&M. So this is Corpus Christi. That's the baseball field. I've always thought I'm a kind of a satellite image baseball nut. So we go here so everybody else can see the web capture. Does that work? There it is. So that's Corpus Christi, folks. But you zoom in, you're just like right on the bay. Like they have their own like little bay there. Then there's like a naval air station. Like you don't go past the stoplight unless you're going to the base or Corpus Christi A&M. They have this own little kind of like island here, but then your field's right there. That's sick.
You get a lot of that in college. Some stadiums with some very unique, cool backdrops and locations.
There was one in San Diego that showed up on Twitter the other day. It was kind of an amazing.
I just recently saw BYU's. And
with the mountains.
BYU has quite a backdrop.
Quite a backdrop. We zoom out to the world. I'll see if I can actually find this San Diego stadium. It's like Point Loma or something. Is this it? No, I don't know. There's a baseball stadium down here somewhere, but there it is. This field right here. That one has like all you just saw was the ocean in the distance. Like the breaking waves. I don't know.
I must say
Point
that was impressive timing to just go full world map view and scroll down to a random stadium in San Diego.
There's a field I think in Peru I can find you that has no right field. And I was like, do they play baseball here? It's just an infield and a left field. And then when you go to the images on Google Maps, they're having like camps. There's like little kids out there playing, which is great. I digress.
Alrighty, pull hitters.
Yeah.
Heaven.
Good stuff. All right. Well, I'll go back to that. Dutch, get in there, bud. You got any stirs coming up here that you're researching? Guys, names you like, nicknames you want to throw out?
The one we were talking about earlier is that, what's his name, Millions guy?
Millions.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking character. He looks
look
awesome.
like a character. Let's pull up his stuff. And Scotty, you've talked to Mr. Millions, by the way.
Like I like his long ass hair with a beard.
Mike had a good conversation with Gavin.
Here's the guy.
That's my dude.
This
pulling
dude's
for right
gonna be
now.
a stir this year, which is kinda phenomenal.
Cool.
I can go to the whole web so people can see. There's Gavin Millions, and that isn't like shadow from the room. That's his locks, his beautiful locks there. And the other thing I was going to mention, because it's such a class organization, we're blocking Scotty, will block me. There's Gavin Millions. So TCL TV, and this is the point in our show where we like to give a shout out to all the people that have shown love. The ATG crew, and I have another ATG image. Look at this one. See the crows in that one? I love that. We're going to make sure these dudes have access to TCL TV for all of our streaming games, as well as in MiLB Hatbilly. He's very, very supportive. Look at that image. Isn't that good art right there, Scotty? He did a Godzilla with the Yakyu kanji.
Awesome. That is very cool.
Yeah, have you checked out that dude's channel? It's phenomenal. MiLB Hatbilly does some really cool stuff. That's for sure. But so yeah, TCL TV. We're psyched about it.
TCL TV on Roku. So
It's on Roku too.
If you have any Roku,
If you have a Roku,
I've got a Roku.
You can download the TCL TV app and stream right from your TV instead of the computer. So that's nice.
But it's what's the subscription cost? That was why we were trying to restream to YouTube sometime. I was like, we're trying to slip in like ATG, like because we want to support the sponsors, but I also want to sneak in little tips of the cap to these other crews. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anybody that's showing the River Monsters the constant love, we love back. So.
Yeah, the thing they did, the MLB show thing they did for Smokey Joe Williams was freaking awesome.
It's one of the cooler things.
We should show that because, like, I don't know, some players might check this out and maybe they haven't seen ATG or are familiar with like ATG stuff, but they did the Smokey Joe thing was freaking awesome, and we can actually get sound.
Yeah, the fact that you can go on the biggest video game in the world for baseball, and you can play at Smokey Joe and wear a River Monsters uniform is about as cool as it gets.
Yeah, and it was like a team effort because the one guy built a stadium, and what cracked me up is he did he had the bark pile.
Yes,
he put the here it is. No, that's 1920. Here it is. Smokey Joe Williams. But I gotta pause it and do the. Oh wait, I gotta skip trial, please. Gosh, skip trial. The bark pile. I think that's the bark pile right there, maybe. I don't know. That was hilarious that they did that when you looked at the. I gotta go back to OBS and pull it up and get this on so you actually can hear YouTube when it goes. But this was sick that the ATG guys did this.
The other day they were streaming the 1980s.
Yeah, they keep making rosters.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. They had like James Eckersley, they had Steve Balboni.
Yeah, Balboni.
It was cool.
They did all the different like Smokey Joe uniforms, the stuff. The rosters is a break.
The best part about all that though is the commentary.
They're great. Billy Yard got froze.
Because who was it? Jake made a comment. He's like, look at this guy wearing the cleats that haven't came out yet. He's wearing his high top.
Yeah. There is the stir stuff in Smokey Joe. That's so great. They just nailed it. That's why I'm saying for TCL TV, if you couldn't get it,
everything.
It was so cool. I was like, took the time to show love back with many people because they're shit.
Good old Bill Yard.
I'm not even gonna lie. Their stuff is so funny. And their show is like ours is kind of like long form because I'm just a hot air windbag.
Welcome in, Hokies, to episode 297 of the Tech Sideline Podcast.
Bill's got a jersey in the mail on the way.
Yeah,
we just sent out our season tickets, and Bill got a package on the way as well with a River Monsters jersey.
Shit, coming his way.
But that was.
Oh yeah, I saw that you guys every season ticket holder got a jersey, right?
Yep. Yeah, season ticket holders get the replica jersey, magnet schedule, some coupons.
Got tickets.
That's a cool way to help. You know what?
The hard copy
ticket stacks.
I'm gonna definitely.
For as long as I'm a sports fan, I'll appreciate the hard copy ticket.
They're all bookmarks. It's the best. Oh man.
So that's a little thing that we don't necessarily have to do, but we like it. We like having the hard copy tickets. I think it's a cool little thing.
I'm gonna definitely ask around. Like, hey, you guys want to go watch some baseball?
Yeah. Get everybody onto the Stirs. I'm going to keep pushing up on the River Authority because I know there's a bunch of people I worked with that would go. But yeah, so that's awesome. Where were we? I don't know.
We were talking about Gavin.
Gavin Millions looks awesome.
But yeah, Mike had a really good conversation that he enjoyed with Gavin, and just that
he just
Gavin
looks like a big,
Gavin had a ton of
dude.
charisma. Just was very excited to be coming out here, and he gave us his home run projection. He wants to potentially touch 8 home runs on the summer, which we would love.
Yeah.
But he just Mike said he just had a great way about him, talking to him, and he's the guy we're excited to be having.
We'll definitely give him 8 home runs. I'll talk to him.
There we go.
I think he said 4 to 8, but I'm going to say he was being modest.
Oh, he said 4 to 8. I just said 48. I'm like,
no, 4 to 8.
Like 48's reasonable.
4 to 8.
Whoops. I go this one.
Because how many games is there in total?
It's a 48 game
48 game season. So Gavin Millions, great hair.
Yeah.
Huge dude with lots of personality. It looks to be a very positive sign. We've had some other dudes. The one guy, which cracked me up because I looked at both of those Cumberland's University. We just wanted to inform Ryan Calvert that you actually go to Cumberland's University. It said University of Cumberland's. It's like, no, that's how it was filled out. But there's two there. And University of Cumberland's hits tons of bombs, but Ryan Calvert goes to Cumberland's University. That's where he found the stats. But he looks like a good player. I'm psyched. 6'1", 195 right-hander out of Cumberland's University, Ryan Calvert. We got some good dudes. Garrett Felix,
Tony's,
good hitter.
Mentioned Calvert being a very good dugout guy when he's not on the mound, and just a good guy to have around. And we want to see that this year. You got to have a loud, fun dugout.
You got to have
the
positivity.
Course of 2 months.
Yeah, you got to.
Like I mentioned, it can be a grind, so you got to make it fun as much as you can. And he said we have a few of those guys. Ryan was a good dugout guy when he's not on the mound, and Logan Stockton, Tony's mentioned.
Yeah, he's coming out of TLU.
No, Logan is a shorter.
Oh no, he's a shorter. The shorter guys. As I'm thinking of
Logan's set up to be
Longshore.
BRDH.
Longshore
to start the year.
I was just looking at these tickets. I realized each ticket comes with a cool little discount.
Oh yeah.
Half off workout. Ooh. 10% off the Seguin Brewing Company.
Other guys, Zach Henry was an interesting one. Just looking at it because he had a crazy season as a sophomore last year at UTA Arlington. I think he was a good hitter, but he didn't get the same playing time this year.
Yeah, we hope that he taps into those 2022 numbers. That he was leading the team in batting average, hitting over 300, and if baseball, you go through your slumps, you try to.
Looks
try
like a
to push
player.
Through him, and this year might not be what he was looking for, but he can turn that around on the River Monsters, and head into next season after a good summer. So you saw what he can do in 2022. So
led the team. We got Jalen Lee at Cisco. We got more than one Cisco, just the one Cisco. We got Jalen Lee and Luke Greenlee.
Yeah, 2 Cisco guys.
We got 2 Cisco guys, and Jalen Lee's looking real good. Threw a shutout against North Central Texas College. I honestly think we got a North Central Texas College guy, too. We got Adrian Guerrero goes there. Yes. I don't know if he was in that game. He did. So Adrian was 1 for 2 against Jalen Lee. 2 River Monsters right there. How about that?
Yeah, so Jalen, that last start from Jalen was definitely a nice one to see. He's a exciting arm we got coming in for sure.
No, that's good. And then Luke Greenlee, liking the numbers, these Cisco guys.
Tony's mentioned it a couple times that he really likes the JUCO arms.
The JUCO arms.
That they're guys that are coming in ready to pitch whenever they're given the ball. They wanna go out there and throw. And he says we got a lot of Bulldogs on the mound coming from those JUCO programs.
Can't seem to get Cisco stats, but yeah, that's good stuff. The shorter guys, Logan Stock, we got a bunch of shorter guys, and that's all Tony Perez. Any other guys on there? Who you got pulled up there? Dutch, you got some guys you want to pull up there?
On the team?
Yeah, we'll just go around different guys. Because I'm going up and down. There's a lot of dudes. Ruger Riojas, the UTSA guys. I'm such a homer.
Let's pull up Matt Flores King from Incarnate Word.
Matt Flores King, Incarnate Word.
Right here. That's a local school.
The UIW. We were looking at that's where we started looking at all the UIW guys from last year. Where did my UIW page go?
Because some of these guys are pretty close to Seguin. They're not that far.
Yeah.
They could probably drive to and from each day.
Matt's a local guy.
Yeah.
Not.
Didn't get the same playing time, maybe.
In the field for Incarnate Word, but baseball is it's a pay your dues sport.
Yeah.
And just because you're not out there as a freshman doesn't mean you're not.
6'1", 180 out of San Antone.
So I hope
look for good things from him. Yeah. Good program. You got guys like Jimmy De Leon, Ray Mendoza, and the illustrious. One of the guys from I really liked Warren Laster, so you can learn from those guys.
There's another guy from San Antonio. What's his name? Jesse Herrera.
Jesse Herrera, yeah, he had pretty good numbers. He was at New Mexico Junior College. We had those guys.
He's from San Antonio.
Let's see, where'd Jesse go? I think Chance Rangers looks like River Phoenix. That's why I pulled that up. I don't even know if that.
New Braunfels.
Everybody watching can tell me if you think that's Chance Reinsdorf right there. That's River Phoenix right there. And whatever the...
It's like a slight similarity, but...
I think it's there. I think Chance Reinsdorf will be a Major League Baseball player based on my expert eye, but also he could go to Hollywood. This is what I'm saying.
If baseball doesn't pan out,
yeah,
he could be a star.
North Central. That's
is a star.
But Ruger Riojas was the road runner. I'm gonna see if I can find. I don't know if you guys got the pages for. This is New Mexico Junior College. So we had There's Jesse Herrera, 275 on the year.
Not bad, not bad.
Got himself 22 bibbies. All right. Stolen bases, 5-1. Statistically speaking, that's what you got to be. You got to be above 76%, according to Saber. And the other thing that was interesting, you're talking about how Coach Perez likes JUCO arms. So in the advanced Saber course, they talk about like aging curves, right? Because you're not. I mean, some guys are. Some guys are Nolan Ryan. But if you look at the massive sample size of everybody that's, like, played Major League Baseball, and they're getting more specific. They'll look by position, like shortstops or outfielders. You get a pretty good idea that your best years are going to be, like, you know, up until you're about 27, 28. And then it starts, like, tapering down.
Dontrell Willis is a fine example of that.
Well, there's so many guys that are a fine example of that. And so that's why
Willis,
Major League front offices will use aging curves, right, to figure out what contract should I offer. So, like, when you get, like, the Otanis and the Judges, you have to factor in those numbers are not going to be the same. Mm-hmm. They're not. Like,
which is nuts. If you're 28, you're still very fucking young.
I mean, some dudes will have that big season, and there's, like, the Willie Mays of the world and stuff like that. But when they're, because they're, like, trying to attach it, like, it's so funny. Like, in the Saber course, they're like, we can attach that one, like a WAR, your wins above replacement, one win is worth $8 million a year. Like that, like it's like that. But the thing that Tony said about, like, I like JUCO arms that are just ready to go, the aging curve is kind of like up a little bit, then 27, 28, and then down. The pitching curve is just down. Like when you get Steven Strasburg, that was as hard as he's going to throw. Like it's like everybody, the whole curve is just downhill from your youth to age 40. You ain't going to throw, like a few guys are going to maybe, but
I don't think Strasburg has played the last couple of years either.
He hasn't,
his arm. So, he tries.
Like, the fireballers, you got to use the fire in the arm. That's why I was like the Jack Leiter guy for the Rangers. I was like, you don't want to bury that guy in AAA too many years because it ain't going to be the same as when you drafted him out of Vandy and he's throwing 98.
Is that Al Leiter's son?
Yeah, that's So I
wasn't sure they just had the same last name if they were actually related.
It's like you just can't use up the. It's like, I mean, Lincecum was a freak, but point being is when you get these first rounders and they're fastball guys, you don't want to put too much mileage on that arm in the minors because you're just losing what you drafted, frankly. So I don't know. I think Leiter should be up this season, hopefully. But that they might. I don't know if they're going to Strasburg him. It's like, well, we don't have to put too many. They can't go over 200 innings. The science says, but anyway.
Sometimes I hate inning counts. Sometimes
I hate inning counts. The numbers are interesting. All right, who else we got here? I'm loving the roster. I'm loving the dudes.
Well, you mentioned Ruger. We like last year we had Fisher Kingsbury and Drake Smith from the UTSA pitching staff. Both guys were good. They were stand-up guys, awesome kids, and they pitched some very good innings for us. Drake is he's an electric arm. He's a live arm, and Fisher knows how to be in command up on the mound. So any guys that are being coached by Pat Hallmark, we're happy to have.
Hallmark's
cream
class
of the
act.
crop. So
but Ruger's numbers are pretty extraordinary for a freshman. 44 innings pitched, 54 Ks, only 11 walks. And that's some pretty good D1 competition you're seeing. I think he's a true freshman. He's not a redshirt.
I believe so.
I think he's a true freshman.
And, he's pitching at the highest level in college right now. So those are numbers you love to see from a freshman. We're excited to see him.
UTSA, Drake Smith, Drake Scott. Also, where's his innings pitch? Drake, but Fisher Kingsbury's good stuff. And so they had the big series against DBU and got swept at home, which is huge implications for at-large bid issues if somebody else besides them or DBU win the Conference USA Championship. But this is that moment in baseball, right? This is the dig deep, look within. What do you have? Are you going to bounce back from that? So interesting. Legendary Luke Malone. And now you got Simon Miller. He's going to probably get drafted. A lot of scouts scout that guy.
First rounder, right?
Right? I'm saying first rounder.
Hector Rodriguez is slotted in to be our starting shortstop. He was at Galveston this year, but he's going to be at UTSA next year.
Right.
So very excited for him to be up the middle for us this year. He's a very promising young middle infielder.
Holden Rook, another guy. We're talking about stolen bases. He was was he perfect or no?
Yeah, both he and Garrett are perfect on the year for stolen bases. Holden's a
Get a little bit of wheels.
Good young outfielder. Gets regular playing time for Abilene as a freshman. Looks like our outfield is gonna cover some ground and be on base a lot.
There it is. What were you saying, Dutch?
Oh, totally right. It's the guy. His name is Jalen Lee. I feel like every now and then I'm going to actually say Jason Lee because of the actor guy.
The actor guy.
So I'm going like Jason Lee. I mean Jalen.
There's Rook. He is hitting 300, by the way.
That's what you need to do.
Six doublies, 13 biblies, and 8 for 8. So that bodes well.
This is definitely
these guys.
Playoff team this year. Right?
The psychology of, because like some of these dudes, like Henry having that good sophomore season, it's kind of a fresh start coming into the summer. You're like, I'm not who I was or who my college coach thinks I am. Sometimes you're coming from a good situation. Sometimes you're transitioning to another school. And that's that summer where you're just like, you're trying to have the best summer you can. It's like almost a fresh start for 2 months.
Yeah, both he and then Damian Rodriguez, who's slotted in to be our third baseman, are kind of coming in with like a something to prove summer. Which you like guys who have a cliche term, chip on the shoulder.
Rodriguez, 6'3", 195. I looked at him. That dude's a player, and he's hitting good. Is he having a good year down there? He's not getting the playing time. Is that what happened?
Another guy, very good 2022, and just trying to figure things out this year.
Yeah,
but,
that's what it was. It was the 2022 year.
So both of those guys, coming in with something to prove this summer.
It's gotta be a lot of work for you, man. For you guys, like having to look at all the players and see who they are.
What do we know about Tylen?
It's all part of the fun of it.
Tylen Lackey? We didn't look him up. Tylen Lackey. What do you know about Tylen Lackey?
I would never want to be a baseball scout. There's just too much work involved.
I only mentioned because of John Lackey. Baseball. Where's he at? Is it Dallas Christian?
Tylen's at Dallas Christian. He's a freshman. We were struggling with host families and almost lost Tylen and just because of the host family situation. Yeah. But he said, "No, I'll find my own place to live." And he is just kind of really dedicated into pitching this summer and has
getting some work in the TCL
drive to him. So despite not having the ton of innings this year, you want that mindset for
this is
for
the
guys.
dude right here. This is the legend, Tylen. There's the bio. Let's see if we got a bigger picture of Tylen. I'm gonna get it. Not gonna get it. But that's the man right there, Tylen Lackey. Got some dudes on here.
Another pitcher we're excited for is Zach Longshore from the local college, TLU.
Yeah, let's look at the TLU.
Zach had a good year this year, lefty. He's going into the summer in the transfer portal, looking to land at a spot that he wants to go. So that's a guy pitching with motivation this summer.
Yeah, Longshore was a good one because I think that conference numbers inflated, and ERA will tell you it's not a perfect because you got a lot of subjective scorekeeping. But point being, low base on ball to K ratio, you can start getting like the 4-1, 5-1. You're doing okay there.
Yeah, we're happy with seeing that kind of across a lot of the guys on our staff as low walk numbers.
Yeah, Longshore. And Longshore, he's in the transfer portal right now?
Yeah, Zach is in the transfer portal currently.
Lefty. How big a dude is he? What we got for his
6'1", 245.
6'1", 245 lefty. I like that.
Dude. That's a big dude, man.
I like that. Some David Wells stuff right there, right?
David Wells.
Zach Longshore. He's got a blue collar name, that's for sure. All right. I don't know. We're gonna forget some folks. We're not gonna get everywhere. What do we know about James Tello, Amarillo College? He's from Buda. Another righty freshman. Freshmen just don't get enough work. Looked at Cody Hill, Kettner, Rook. I like Adrian Guerrero. Adrian Guerrero, by poundage, smallest guy on the team, usually the biggest heart, right?
Yeah.
Just get a lot of dudes. You get these guys, they like scouts overlooking people. They're trying to put all these the money ball. You know, they want these huge dudes. It's like, I better look at some other measurables on these guys.
There's a lot of, baseball. You can get away with not having the height or the size or anything. Smooth glove. You get on base and you're a gamer. It doesn't matter your size.
I like we're getting Preston Freeman. He can tell us it's you'd know UTSA guy.
Preston, a freshman at UTSA, still trying to, like I said, baseball's a dues sport. He's paying his freshman dues at UTSA, but like I mentioned before, if you're getting coached by Pat Hallmark for a season, we're excited to bring you in.
Schaefer Glasscock, Northwestern Oklahoma State, 6'4". Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, Schaefer's a local kid that we just signed recently.
Schaefer.
So another tall, big arm.
Let's take a look at those numbers. Schaefer.
He showed a lot of drive to become a River Monster. So
I like the last name Glasscock.
That's
it's a cool last name.
Pleasanton. Let's take a look at some stats here. Big dude. He's a freshman up there. I don't see the stats. Maybe he's not.
He just signed with Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Oh, okay.
He was at Vernon prior to them.
Okay, I see. All right. Well, River Monsters, we're psyched to have you. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it's nice to see the roster, pretty much come into form and know who we're going to be seeing this year. I like that Tony's kind of kept it pretty tight. Would like to see the same or similar roster kind of trotting out there every day, not a constant shifting of the lineups or positionally. So Tony has a very good plan on what he wants to do going into this season, and we're excited for it.
Man's a veteran coach with a great attitude and a Lubbock Christian chaparral. What's up? I don't know. We'll check in on the Division II playoffs because that's going on right now. That's the one thing that goes in but we're looking at Angelo State. That's some good baseball out there. But I got to check in because it's happening right now. D2 playoffs. D1 playoffs ain't happening yet. D2 baseball.
Is Angelo State do they have the kid who's leading in the RA? Bragg? Is that Angelo State or Angelina?
I think it is Angelo.
Bragg, I think.
They got some dudes, man. That's good baseball out there. Let's see. Baseball, regionals, brackets. Has it happened yet? Game 1 Thursday today. So you're starting to get some brackets getting played. Actually, it all kicks off today. This is like the tourney. This is the dance, the D2 dance. But I think no, it was UT Tyler. Somebody made it. It was Angelo and UT Tyler. But I have to check in on that. Local baseball. All right. We'll switch up gears. We talk music. We talk Aaron Judge. And then throw it back to stirs here and there and see what Scotty thinks about it. Which one? What's your dealer's choice there, bud?
Let's talk about the recent cheating with the Yankees.
Let's throw it over to Dutch Cam. Go here to OBS, and I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna go to Dutch Cam right here. Is that Dutch Cam? That is Dutch Cam. I gotta move the image off here. I'm gonna find a picture of Aaron Judge eyeballs. There's a funny shirt on it too. They're selling shirts already of his eyes looking to the side. Let's see what you got there. All right, go ahead, bud. Let us know what you're thinking on that one.
So there's two instances with the Yankees, 2 days ago. So apparently Aaron Judge at he was playing the Blue Jays, correct? And during one of his bats, he looked over at the dugout, and what happens? He hits a dinger, hits a home run. However, here's my take on that. I don't believe he was cheating because he's always been a homer guy, so that's nothing new, correct?
Yeah.
Secondly, he was probably just looking at a player who was like, because when you're a bench player in baseball, your goal is to keep track. What do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
You're trying to pick the signs.
Yeah, there we go. So he was probably looking at one of the players telling him what the pitch was. That's not cheating. That happens naturally. And the second instance with the Yankees is Domingo Germán had some sicky substance on his hand.
Yeah.
So I want to read you a quote, okay?
All right, give it to us.
From one of the umpires. This came from umpire James Hoy. I guess that's how you say his last name.
Yeah.
He said, "The instant I looked at his hand, it was extremely shiny and extremely sticky. It was the stickiest hand I've ever felt. My fingers had a hard time coming off his palm." So, yeah, Herman was using some sticky substance. But, like, I don't know if his velocity was up or what, but if his velocity wasn't up, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care about cheating.
I don't have a problem with sticky substance even if it does like make your velocity go up. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even really know how much I care about the bonds thing anymore because I'm like,
here's my thing with that. Pittsburgh Pirates Barry Bonds, absolutely Hall of Famer. San Francisco Giants, fuck him, and that's cheating. You're not a Hall of Famer. So he had like 2 careers, in my opinion. You know.
I don't know. Nobody was testing for it. Everybody was doing it. I'm sure they weren't getting the stuff on, but it's like it's almost like I just want to fire people up on it. I don't know what you think about it, Scotty.
The judge thing is.
I
just feel like it's
non-issue.
It's so perfect of kind of today's analyzation of sports.
Yeah.
It's one pitch in one at bat of the guy's career. Go back and watch every pitch and watch his eyes, and then let me know of a sample size of like 100 lookovers.
Yeah,
it was the camera catching 1/2 second look to the dugout, and it happened to follow with a home run. But the guy is an MVP who hit 60 home runs, and home runs do come off that man's bat.
Yeah, like so he's a huge person with tons of power.
Do this deep dive into 1 split-second eye flash is a little over the top for me, but that's kind of how sports media works. Is they only need that one look.
And what was funny is when he crossed home plate, he like had his eyes covered.
Yeah, he's got his new celebration. And this is what I've been saying. So, like, this guy, right? Where's Michael Schwab? Michael Schwab is a huge Astros guy, Astros writer. So he's like, something's fishy going on because, like, him and Donaldson are both doing the thing. Like, Astros people want to make a thing out of it. We know why, because everybody's poops on the Astros. But, I mean, what I'm saying, if you're trying to, like, find dirt on Yankees and tainted championships.
Jason's here, so what's up, Jason?
What's up?
But
the slick book right behind Dutch, Whitey Ford, just like, and it wasn't a big deal to those dudes. And like Billy Martin and Whitey Ford is like, dude, it was part of the game. You had to defend against it. For all we know, Whitey Ford was pitching 3 feet in front of the rubber, like in World Series games where they're winning like 6 titles, and he admits to it. Like he's like, I did that. I did what I was getting bored with it. Like I'd cut the ball. I had a pinky ring. I did this. I did that. Like, well, catch him. You know, Gaylord Perry threw a Vaseline ball his freaking 25 years. You know, like I kind of like that. Like, what would baseball be if you took the spitter away from Gaylord? Like, that's cool. You know, we bitches about Gaylord.
Who was
Gaylord
freaking
cheating. Did he get a World Series? That's what I want to know.
It was Matt Serger that one time, right? He was like supposedly had some on his hand, but it was just sweat.
Yeah.
And he was like flipping out. It's like, it's just fucking sweat. That's all it is, man.
I guess Gaylord never did get a World Series. I'll be darned. Well, get some Cy Youngs.
So now they're going to have all these, every MLB game now is going to have close-ups on these guys' eyes. So if they hit a home run or something, they're going to look at the eyes. Like, oh, you're looking that way.
Well, but let me know if ESPN cares if they catch, like, Nick Ahmed on the Diamondbacks doing a little eye look over, like, or just like some random low market. It's Aaron Judge, it's the Yankees, and it's a chance to take over headlines for the low-hanging fruit of the week.
Dude, the Yankees people have been bitching all season about cheating or about stuff, but the minute they say something about them, like, no.
Everybody cheats. You got to defend it, and that's my whole thing.
Now there's, they were saying that the Rays were cheating. I'm like,
I think the Astros cheating was BS, but I didn't really care much more than like 0.001% because a stolen sign is a stolen sign is a stolen sign. I don't care if you use a NASA satellite to get it. Change your fucking signs.
It wasn't the stolen sign that was the issue, though.
Yeah.
It was the technology and the fucking banging on trash cans. And don't get me started on how I feel about that.
Well, no, I mean, it's all the technology. I'm just saying easily defeatable. It's been done forever. It's just defeated by changing signs.
I think the guy from the Blue Jays...
No matter the technology, but no.
The guy from the Blue Jays even said, I was tipping my pitches. That was on me.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right. Well, I like the judge thing. I like cheating scandals, sticky substance. I don't care. The spitball needs to come back. We should teach that in Seguin. Frankly, there's a guy in Billy Martin's book. He said he threw the spitball so good that he could teach dudes to throw the spitball without spit. Just like the ball was slick enough to hold that release.
That just sounds like a ball.
Yeah, and it would just it would just dive because he didn't really have the rotation because it kind of squirted out of his hand the way he taught it. But yeah, any Seguin River Monsters watchers want to learn the spitball, come talk to me. I'll add that in there. And the scuff seemed like, because Mike Scott and the Astros, speaking of Astros cheating scandals, the Mets are convinced the '86 World Series. What was it? Oh, Once Upon a Time in Queens. Mm-hmm. Do they talk about the Mike Scott scuffed ball in that one? Is that where I saw that from?
I don't know if that's a detail in that. I couldn't tell.
I can't remember.
I have watched that. I don't remember.
That was the last time they won the World Series too, right? It was '86.
I don't know. Is it? Yeah.
They went back. Was 2015 or something?
I thought it was Once Upon a Time in Queens, but somewhere recently in the last year,
might have been.
I've seen people, because that's who they had to get past to get to the World Series was the Stros. Mm-hmm. And they were like, dude, we had Mike Scott on the Mets, man, and he wasn't that good. I
think you're correct.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Queens.
Yeah.
I do think that is where that's
And
from.
they were like, dude, he's scuffing the ball. And they kept trying to tell everybody there's nobody listening. And then Wally Backman and Hernandez dude, I have the balls. I still have them. And they're holding this huge just rub on it. And well, that'll make a ball dip and dive. I digress. Cheat if you can get away with it. That's baseball. It's been happening forever. But yeah, the judge and the sticky stuff on the Yanks.
Because they're like, yeah, we could see the sticky substance on his pants too, so we knew something was up.
Yeah. Well, maybe if that tamps down some of the Stros hate, I don't know. But I
will never
let go. And I'm fine with that because I will never let go of how angry I'm about the University DH. I can't.
When I talk about that team, I still get heated so much.
Oh man.
I bet any other teams that even have the hint of cheating, it's just the flood of Astros fans that
Astros fans just all over you.
They're like the new FBI of finding cheaters.
That's true. That's true. The Astros fan base must find how you cheated.
It wasn't just us.
That's what they say. Exactly. That's what they say.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be funny because I think it's been happening forever, so it's still going to happen. So the Astros fans, you will get your chance because there will be more scandals, and then you can be holier than thou or whatever, or start throwing rocks in glass houses and all the rest of that good stuff. But that'll be fun.
The glass house.
What else? We had that. We had the. What else I have on that? The Stirs. I had the. We might want to check in with the ATG and MiLB Hatbilly because ATG 160 is out. If I can go back to that. But I had one other. The postseason, the college baseball postseason. All the conferences are wrapping up right now.
So when Jake finishes his college time, once he's done with schooling in general,
will he hire us?
He's going to become super famous and stuff, and we can say we knew that guy before he was famous.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the way it is. I'm a ATG fan because I think they're freaking hilarious, and the Bonnie's edits are off the chain. But we'll probably work for Jake someday.
Because when you hear Jake talk, he fucking sounds like a smart ass dude.
Are you gonna go out there and play wiffle ball this summer? That's my question.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe depending on what I got going on. Because like I said, I have a lot of stuff. Because school's almost over. I got 2 more semesters.
Yeah.
So I have film stuff going on too. So I don't know.
Scotty, did you play MLB The Show? Did you get this? I've never got it. I got MLB The Show just because of ATG dudes.
I'm going to just because
it's fun.
This
year's
ATG, fun. So I will get it. I stink at MLB The Show.
I sucked at it. I tried to make myself, and I was like, I suck. This guy can't hit.
It takes some time for sure.
I've never been able to get a feel for it. In college I loved FIFA and then NHL and got the EA Sports games. I could never figure out the show.
The baseball can't hit.
It's
it was
fun,
always
dude.
one that got me, but I will be getting this one just, to be able to.
The Negro League stuff on it is pretty sweet.
The storylines?
Yeah, the story. That's the only thing I do because I suck so much at playing. But if you want to make me, John Donaldson, and I have 5 pitches and I'm up around 99 miles an hour, I can get dudes out. So the
now, if
pitching's
you wanted
pretty
to
fun.
cheat, you could just make your player and make his sliders all the way. Turn his sliders up.
Here's Jim Palmer in his towel, MiLB Hatbilly doing Great stuff with @Cam23. All good content out there.
Like he has good stories, but he also narrates really well too.
Yeah, that's why I was saying he should write a book.
He's a good narrator. Because like you have some dudes that when they narrate stuff, they're so boring, but he's not. He's very.
Go to Seguin River Monsters so people can see.
Because there's this other channel I follow. They do like mystery stuff and they talk all slow. They're like, and this guy was found dead. And I was like, dude, but not him.
And also don't think
$2 Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's just the bomb. Don't think you can't sponsor Seguin or be a host family if you live a million miles away. Just be a billionaire with a private jet. Like Mark Cuban could host family and get kids
Jason
there
said Jake is the grown-up of our crew. it's
going to Bama. I'm saying he's Bama's next head coach. It's a no-brainer.
I was thinking about
Jake won't gamble on college games. He'll win national championships for Alabama.
You say with an S.
Kids Camp's awesome. Stirs.
Kids Camp was
out.
phenomenal last year. We had over 100 kids show up to our first Kids Camp.
That's so cool.
Went about as
I like
good as can be. So we're excited for it.
Who shot the promo video? That was kind of cool.
For the Kids Camp?
Yeah, like all the highlights and stuff.
That was just videos I took throughout the day.
They looked cool.
Was just kind of filming the camp and put it together for this year. Yeah, it was a fun day. Everybody had a blast. Our guys were awesome running the stations and stuff. So we're looking forward to that again this year.
I like that the 830 tee. That one's kind of cool.
Yeah, the store updated, and I'm one of the last dudes on the planet to get Seguin River Monster slides. But I did get these shorts right here.
Yeah.
So I can just hang by the pool, and I might go shirtless like this guy, but I have a gut or whatever, So, but I got my slides in that. And just film a pool bit. I don't know. But there's a store, the Seguin River Monster doing it. And I got the NFT last year because Mike did that. And I said, he goes, should I do NFTs? And I go, I don't see any downsides since you basically create them out of thin air. And they're kind of cool. So, yeah, people should go
I am not
to OpenSea.
Completely privy to the world of NFTs, but the images are pretty cool.
Yeah, let's go to the collection.
So.
Let's go to the collection. It's pretty hilarious.
Gil became an instant favorite around not just the River Monsters world, but just kind of the baseball world. People loved Gil.
We got to get an interview with him. We got to interview
great.
him. So.
And the dude, the mascot, that's another person you got to tip your cap to. The guy that was the mascot, every mucking game was 100 degrees, dude. And that was not one of those, like, breathables. It was not a breathable mascot. That dude's sweating it.
It wasn't a good summer.
Is he coming back this year?
Yes, Gil's back.
Gil is back. Got the crew back. There's some cool
stuff.
I'm saying they're going to be worth $1 million because people, including myself, have spent ridiculous money on NFTs. But they're cool.
So you pay with those with virtual currency, right? Like
it's crypto.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all crypto. So
kind of depends on the artist.
It's certainly a niche, but it's an interesting niche, and we're out there. We're trying to do.
I mean, you're one of the first. You're probably the first college team to do it, as far as I know. I know Pegasus League did one team like baseball card NFTs, and I was like, good to go, because like I said, there's no downside. Should send some of these NFTs over to ATG crews, but
it's one of those things of trying to be innovative and on the front edge,
cutting
of
edge
the new
River
stuff.
Monsters on the cutting edge, all thing River Monsters. So if you didn't think, I should do I should trade I should trade my NFT from one wallet to another of my own for 50 ETH, so it looks like some crazy transaction, and be like, oh my gosh, it's worth so much.
But it's out there, and if somebody buys it and it catches some steam, you never know if it becomes the next popular collection. Instead of the Bored Apes, people are buying Gills.
That's all it takes is for one person to make it pop, and then it's
all right. We got to get Scott Barry's opinion on this. This was actually a pretty fun find. This one. Matt Monahan is freaking did this. This is musicians. I'm gonna expand it over my face. I was surprised. You thought you knew.
You can add a URL to it, and it will show the whole. It'll be like a whole window will be the page.
Oh well, I can go like this. See, check it out. Go bam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And we'll go like that so everybody can see us. This was a good little article, and I tweeted at him. So Yon Moncada,
wasn't expecting that one.
This one is some legit production level. Like, I don't know. Check this out. Oh no, I gotta turn on YouTube because people can't hear it if I don't have this on down here.
They can see the visuals though.
Yeah, so this will be.
Check the visuals.
Okay, let's go back to. This is great. It's like production. Like, what's that? That's 50K easy, right? Did you hear it? That's good stuff right there. So Yon, in my personal opinion, top of the production. Most recent.
Well, think about it, dude. He's a fucking MLB star with a shit ton of money. He can have a badass.
What's Yon hitting this year? What's his contract? I don't even know. Because the only one I remember, like Yerman Mercedes, was with the White Sox, but he's also like the dude that came out of the Pecos League. But Yon, standard batting. I mean, that's a kind of a crazy OPS plus year in 2019, but actually below 100. Yeah, he was nuts. He was doing great this year.
I think he was doing well until he got injured. I think he was hitting pretty well.
See what he's getting paid, so he can make these videos. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why he's making videos of $17.8 million.
Nothing for him.
Get you a studio and some auto tune. But no, that was sweet.
I don't think I'll ever make $17 million in my lifetime.
We probably will not, of course, but that's pretty good stuff.
Don't set the ceiling.
Barry Zito, I knew about. Barry Zito, I kind of knew about. I remember hearing something, and he does some country, but the little video's not there, and I'm not going to go find it. But Bernie Williams was one I didn't know. So things about Bernie Williams that I didn't know. The dude was awesome. All those Jeter years with the Yankees, just winning World Series with Joe Torre. Bernie Williams didn't freaking switch hit until like he was well into the minor league, which is kind of crazy considering how good he was from both sides of the plate.
I think you could definitely put the underrated tag on
Bernie Williams. Like, that dude was so good. If you go back and look at Bernie's numbers, and then the other thing is like Bernie Williams, right? That sounds like maybe like a trust fund manager from he went to Fordham or something, and he's just working on Wall Street. No, Bernie Williams, dude, Figueroa. The guys from.
We have reverb. We're echoing.
We do.
That might just be from when you had the volume playing.
No, it's right now.
It's happening right now. Let me figure out. Oh, that's because. Sorry, everybody. This one's still on. I got rid of it. Okay. You got to be careful with the sound. That's just so many buttons to push. Okay, so we got rid of reverb. Bernie Williams, dude, Figueroa, dude from Puerto Rico. He's one of like the Puerto Rican greats. And I'm not sure the reasoning he didn't go with like Bernard Figueroa. He had if you look him up in Baseball Reference, it's a totally different. And his bio is interesting, but he was an awesome Bernie Williams. But officially, if you go to the Sabre Bio Project, which are awesome that people do that, is it doesn't even have it. Yeah. He was born Burnaby Williams Figueroa Jr. in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
That's a cool name, dude.
Right?
Burnaby.
Burnaby. I'm not sure like the accent mark, but Burnaby, right? So there's that. But amazing. Let's go back to his music. Listen to this. This is kind of funny because it's a Craig Ferguson, and he's all funny, and it's not like he just jumps out rocking. He just comes in with this really soulful soft guitar. Okay, now we're going to get the echo again because I'm going to turn on the thing.
You're going to have to like turn us off the mics.
Is that how it is? I don't think so. I think it just gets it takes it from my laptop of us talking. So the thing about the videos is we can't talk too much while it's going.
Shut the fuck up.
But we'll go back and turn this on and give some people some.
That's Craig Ferguson, the regular from Celebrity Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live,
yes,
right?
Let's see here.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My next guest won 4 World Series championships with the New York Yankees, and he's also a very talented jazz musician. How often do you say that sentence in your life? Oh, yes, my next guest is a talented jazz musician, and he's won the World Series 4 times with the Yankees. I've never said that in my life. So I thought I'd say it twice.
Plays good guitar.
Apparently,
he's here performing Go For It from his second album, Moving Forward. Bernie Williams, everybody! Bernie Williams!
It's awesome. Bernie Williams, folks.
Impressive.
Turn that. I did not know that. Let's turn off the echo. I had no idea. So, like, if you're getting Bernie Williams to, like, sign your baseball cards, you're wrong. Get a CD and then show up and say, Bernie, can you sign my CD, and get some easy listening in your life. Dutch is an axeman who played some serious bass. What do you think of Bernie Williams raking the ball and then busting out the guitar?
I think it's cool. Because he's not like he's just playing simple, like, chords and, like, strumming patterns. He's actually, like, doing little riffs here. You know what I'm saying?
He's recorded songs with Bruce Springsteen and Bella Fleck. I don't know who Bella Fleck is. I must not. And he's written a book with Paul Simon and nominated for a Grammy.
Because he's actually playing, like, chord structure. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's
I think that's extraordinary. Because, like, if you were, like, 4 years in the pros and kind of sucked, but you were Bernie Williams, dude, you were feared, man. You couldn't get that guy out.
I would just, dude, if I was, like, playing guitar, like, dude, quit trying to play all that complicated stuff. Just start a punk band.
Yeah. I knew about Arroyo because they were always mentioning that on, like, the Fox broadcast when they were breaking the curse, that Arroyo had his cornrows and was in a band and all that stuff.
That dude was so cool, too.
He does a cover. We were listening to it before. He did this cover of Slide,
by
which was pretty good. It sounded pretty good here. But here's let's get to some good ones.
You could probably put Bronson Arroyo in a, like, Photoshop him in the cover of Goo Goo Dolls, and nobody would.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
He just looks like he fits in one of those bands.
Kid
So we got
a singer, not a swinger, and deaf rhyme bringer.
That's great. But let's take a little analysis of the album cover. Is Kid Sensation? You got the, like if you would have told me this was Eric B. Rakim stuff, but that's Seattle. And you got the Benz.
It's fucking
you
J-Rock.
got to pose with the car. So it's very classic 90s, the power of, like, very classic 90s rap. And they got the Mariners green kind of look to your CD there.
Who designed that cover, man?
I don't know. That's sick, though. But let's get into it. We got to get the echo, folks. We're sorry, but we got to have Sky. All time.
Is making his Mariner debut, Ken Griffey Jr. at the age of 19.
Well, it opens with Niehaus, which is
comes the wine and the pitch on the way to Jr. and it's swung on and belted. Deep to left field. Held to the track. The wall. Welcome to Seattle, Ken Griffey Jr. My, oh my, on the first pitch thrown to him from Eric Key. We are tied at 1.
Oh yeah, Jock or Jack this jam, cause it's no joke. Give me a minute, I'll make the mic smoke on fire. Rolling like gator back tires. We won't retire till you perspire. Kicking the funky rhyme to the funky swing beat. Nodding your head in the Cherokee G. I didn't come alone this time.
Was that the one you said sounded like J-Rock?
No, I said the way he's like car. It's like a J-Rock and J-Rock.
For those who try to flex, I'm a quick neck ringer. For those who think the rhyme is getting whack, I'm a stinger. The G, the R, the I, the F, the F, the Y.
No, it's just the photo. Because J-Rock, remember that episode where he, like, posted up on the car in the street?
Yeah.
He's like, know what I'm saying?
So there's Griffey. Check that out. That's worth a listen. Very 90s. That was funny. So Deion Sanders does one. I'm not going to play the music. It's exactly as you can imagine the image. You got the chorus of the girls. It's pretty great. It's pretty
it's a great
Deion
video.
pimpin'. So Deion Sanders must be the money. And Dion is one that, like, I'm not surprised at. I think I even knew that. Of course he's going to. It's like when Eddie Murphy did, like, these dudes are just entertainers. Yes. But Dion's a flashy dude, and he can do that.
The video's so bad, in my opinion. Like,
it's right up there with, like, MC. Remember when MC Hammer was, like, in the hot tub with those chicks? It had to be nearly the same producer. But that's good. When we go there. Piazza, oof. I'm not saying listen to it, but it's death metal, and he does the death growls. So that also I didn't know about.
I didn't
Piazza.
know about that one either. I saw him on the cover photo of the article when you pulled it up. I was interested to see what was coming with it.
You might want to check that one out. The death metal, I'll move this up over my face. But yeah, so the Piazza death metal is interesting, and I think it says here this one doesn't take a whole lot of talent, but it's way too weird not to include on the list. Piazza performed the death growls. And you can hear the horrifying sounds at the 55 mark.
That is funny.
But he's a known metal fan, which I think I read something about, like, Billy Valentine managing and him in the clubhouse wanting to, like, play metal. But that's that one. But even more fun, which probably deserves a living. So Hyunjin Ryu of the Jays, and I don't know if he's still with them, but, of course, K-pop, right? The Korean pitchers have K-pop. We'll get to the Dick Allen one next because that one was freaking great. So let's do a little bit of K-pop here.
Before we move on from Piazza,
yes.
I just recently saw a very cool video of when he was, I think, like 16 years old. And
really?
Ted Williams was watching him in a batting cage.
Oh, yeah.
And Ted Williams was just kind of organically talking about how he liked his swing and, like, kid's got some power, he's going to be a good hitter. So it was just an interesting video of seeing
That's
one
cool.
of the best hitters.
Is that on YouTube? Where'd you find that?
It was one random thing I saw on Twitter just to hear, like, the best hitter of ever talk about a 16-year-old that ends up being one of the best hitting catchers. So just that
he got drafted so low too. He was like a 50th rounder, and it was like the connection with Lasorda too that got him.
That was actually part of the story. Was
yeah,
Lasorda was a big part of getting Piazza drafted.
Your caps locks on. Piazza, the other thing about Piazza, he shows up, like, I don't know what Bobby Valentine did to rub so many people the wrong way, but, like, and he was being legit, so, like, Piazza's dad knew people. He, like, knew Lasorda and all these other people. He was kind of juiced in, but where do you get drafted? 62nd round, dude. That's freaking low. I would just think on his size alone somebody would have taken a flyer for a catcher, but anyway, he did. He went the, but, there was a period with the Mets where Valentine was managing, and he was like, dude, and he was probably right. You know, like, you're not going to be this good forever at this age. We can get value for this guy right now. We need to build for winning a World Series. Piazza is awesome. I want to keep him, but I also understand what we can get on the market for his value that's younger. Mm-hmm. It's like that's where we're at in this dude's career. And, like, his dad heard about it, and they're like, well, Valentine's a traitor. You know, we need to, like, he was about to get fired. The whole Valentine book is crazy because he just went to the World Series and was trying to negotiate a new contract because they were trying to fire him that whole year. And then the front office of the Mets didn't get his contract, so he called his agent and says they never got the contract. They can't review it. And he's like, oh, well, my paralegal's not there. I have a temp right now. She'll send it over. So this is like Mets history you should know. The paralegal sent Bobby Valentine's contract to the front office of the Mets along with every single email where he just talked mad shit with his agent about ownership. One of the most, it was actually uncomfortable to read that portion of the book because he walked in to negotiate his contract. He's like, well, let's talk about this email first where he called me a little bitch. So he just walked out of the dude's house. Crazy. Anyway, Piazza stories. All right, so Piazza death metal. Back to let's get to Dick Allen. What did you think of the Ebonistics there, Dutch? Because you got a little preview.
Oh, the Rich Allen song?
Yeah. And let's get a look at Dick Allen on. So, like, this is just a juxtaposition. Sorry, but what a badass Dick Allen looks like. This is what Dick Allen looks like. Let's pull this up, and then you tell me what you think of that versus his music.
Okay, ready? I'll say this about this song. Not a fan of the music. It's not my style. But for a song, as far as like put together, it's put together well. He sings well. Not my style of music, but you know what I mean? Oh, that's fucking Dick Allen. I know
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Look, no, like I know that guy. I just never knew his name. Like I was aware of him as a player. I didn't know his name.
That's what I was saying.
Because of the fucking sunglasses, dude, and the cigarettes.
That's what I was saying, dude. I was like, I want to get you to look at him to juxtapose with what you had previously heard so Scotty can be ready for the Ebonistics. That dude's a badass, right?
That's a look.
Like, you talk some shit, dude. He's going to bury you.
Dick Allen is a legendary badass. So that's
on the top page, all the way on the right, look at that old photo of him. That looks cool.
It's like high school. And he did play for the Dodgers one year with Valentine, and he's like, these dudes hate me. I'm going to be here once. He's like, I'm going to lead this team in everything.
Dude, I wish they'd bring back those red White Sox uniforms, though. Those are so cool.
They're like sitting at the back of the plane. He's like, I'm going to lead this team in everything. They're still going to get rid of me. And he was right. You look at his stats. He led the Dodgers in everything that year.
Goddamn home run, RBIs. You ain't striking me out for shit, boy.
But we'll listen to
Still trade him.
Let's get Dick Allen stuff. Dude, is he in the Hall of Fame, or is he like one of those should-bes?
I really wish players nowadays were more like they were back
350.
then.
But LA Dodgers, one season, 23 homers. He's the MVP the next year. They sent him to the White Sox. But okay, so there's the Ebonistics of Dick Allen, the legendary badass. Let me get the sound back up.
I wonder why he went by Rich Allen on there instead of Dick. I would have went by Dick instead of Rich.
I don't know. Let me get the sound on so Scotty can hear it on the TV. I don't know how much echo we're putting people through, but we don't know how to do sound. So here's the Ebonistics, folks.
I still remember echoes of November throughout the passing year. It echoes in my ear.
It doesn't sound like it would be him.
I know. Like, I got to turn off the... But amazing that level of artistry came out of maybe one of the most badass people looking badasses.
The dude has feelings too, you know.
He's a badass, that guy. Let's see. What is this? Entrance before a Sixers game. I got to read this. Something, flowered shirt... bell-bottom pants. Richie Allen, the most booed man in Philadelphia from April to October. When the Eagles Spectrum, the last night to sing with his group. So he went. That's awesome. So he took the Ebonistics.
Samantha said that song was a jam.
It was a jam, and
she's into the tunes. Like I said, that's something I would definitely not listen to, and I would probably fall asleep trying to. But for a song put together, it's put together well. You know what I mean?
I mean, are you going to tell, like, if you're faced with that, Dutch, what are you going to say to that song? Like, even if you didn't like it,
like,
what
if
would
he
you
looked
say?
at me with, like, right
Let's
now.
say you, like, I really didn't like that song. What would you say to, like, this dude?
If I saw this dude, like that, I'd be like, oh, dude, I loved it, man. Vocal tracks were great. The lyrics were awesome. Really put together, man. Good job. And then I leave. Fuck that song.
Huge shoulders, man. He has huge shoulders.
I want a shirt with that image on it of him holding the balls with the cigarette.
It's a good one.
Looks like he's juggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's juggling. It's class. There's the SI, the full SI cover there. Just juggling, smoking a heater.
I want that on a shirt.
That looks like a 4-ball juggle too.
Yeah.
Once you get past 3, that means you can
Dick
juggle.
Allen,
He's a beast.
Ebonistics. But this is even funnier to me. So he goes and takes the Ebonistics into a Sixers game for the last home game to sing with his group at the Spectrum. And the most predictable thing happened. He was booed. 2 songs later, though, most unpredictable, they cheered him, and they cheered him warmly. That's so funny. So
Like-
he actually... Ben Broussard, this guy was in the show for a little bit. He's got some good country. You can check that out. Jimmy Rollins' rap. I want to say... Did it start out like Wu-Tang a little bit? It was kind of interesting. Let's get this going here. Turn this back on. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Always forget about the echo.
Jay.
Oh man. Yeah.
When I was young, I never had a big wish list. A bed and rollers, all I wanted for Christmas. In '78, the star was born. 2000.
So there you go. I like Dick Allen. If I had to, Yone, maybe because it's the most modern, had the best production value. I don't know. But I thought that was fascinating. I didn't know about so many of those guys. Bernie Williams, I don't know why I didn't know that. But I guess you knew that, Scotty.
I didn't know about Bernie. I knew about Bernie Williams.
Bernie.
Yes.
Didn't know about Yone. Didn't know about Bernie. Bronson I did. Barry Zito I did. Griffey I didn't. I don't know how I didn't. Is there another kid sensation with Sir Mix-a-Lot? What? Is this a real thing? Griffey, West Side Chronicles Volume 1, Kid Sensation Music, Run DMC Washington. What is going on here? I don't know.
One of the more recent sports music crossovers that I found pretty funny was the Philadelphia Eagles did a Christmas album this year.
Did they?
The offensive line did a Christmas album.
That's good.
And it was actually like
pretty good.
It was
pretty,
good.
Pretty good.
They
yeah.
like went all in on it and had fun with it, and it was pretty cool.
Anytime you cross over like that and make any bit of effort, I think that's
Was it
good.
as good as the Shuffling Crew of the Chicago Bears?
What's going on here? Is this just a sketch?
It was good. I don't know
song?
about the music video, if it can top the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, that's up there in terms of.
They were better singers than the Bears were.
Oh yeah, the Bears is just.
Crazy.
Bears one is funny. I think that's why I like it because it's funny, with the Shuffling Crew.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's in terms of like, yeah, it's trash, but it's funny.
It's the K-pop one. Check that out. He's like, he doesn't look like he may be an expert. They might have just brought him in.
Brought him in for it, yeah.
So K-pop, like these other K-pop singers seem confident in their thing. He's kind of laughing it off. But maybe he's awesome. I don't know.
Or maybe he feels ridiculous. He's like, do I really have to do the video? Can I just record my vocal track and be done?
Actually, if Bonnie and Jake are listening, and they might know this, and if they don't, I think you can find a copy on eBay. There is a Kansas City Royals cookbook. Speaking of crossovers, I've seen it with my own eyes. Go. eBay.
Gotta own it, man. Make some of those Kansas City
like you
barbecue
should just
sliders.
like the ATG household should just eat nothing but everything out of this cookbook.
KC barbecue, man. Little slider.
Royals.
Get you a pork
Royals
slider.
recipes.
Cookbook. Is cookbook one word or two words? It's
Is that how they
definitely
s-
two words in the real world. There it is.
Is that how they say it?
$12. You guys can get
Oh
it.
shit, dude.
The Royals recipe.
The Royals recipe 69. I guess they updated. I've seen this 1980s ones.
That's a slaughter.
I've
Kansas
seen the
City
1980s ones, but I'm not familiar with this 1969 Royals recipes.
I'm shocked that it's so low in price. I thought it would be worth way more.
This is the 80.
Because it'd be like a
81
novelty
is-
thing, right?
Yeah. I wonder if they did it 76 cookbook. So they did it more than once. I'm sure Bonnie and them know about that then.
They have them all every year.
Staff recipes. It's the only team I know of that has a cookbook. But this is also, there's some Royals magazines for the KC Love from ATG. If you look up Grand Royal magazine, my favorite thing, you'll find like a Royals program from the 80s. But you can never find, see this one? Oh, no, that's not it. But that looks like it.
Kansas City is a good city to have a cookbook from. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
it
think
is.
of other major league teams that would have a worthy regional cuisine for
There
a
it is.
cookbook.
Royals
I can
Grand
see LA,
Slam.
right? Oh, Los Angeles.
But
It'd just be
Fancy.
tacos.
that's,
L.A.
LA. Fucking fancy people.
I don't know. How long have we been going for? Long enough.
Like, what is New York known for? Is it like their pizza or something? Is it like
Pizza and Italian food.
pizza Italian?
Yeah.
Pizza and
I will
Italian.
say I like a North. I've never had authentic New York pizza from New York, but I I've had like frozen New York style, and I like it because it's thin, it's big, and you can fold it. I don't like deep dish. I don't really like Chicago style.
Brooklyn style.
I like-
Albany's where I cut my teeth on New York pizza. There's always some guy in a Blodgett oven. He's got rented a little spot, and he's just churning out pizzas.
And dude, I saw a video of this guy in New York. It was one piece was like as big as this plate. It was massive. I'm like, God damn, I want to go there, dude. I want to visit New York City really bad.
Let's look up Utica.
One day.
Let's look at Utica Blue Sox.
Dick Allen. He's a.
This would have been y'all's era, the 2001, right? Then they went belly up. Utica Brewers? Oh, that's the Collegiate League. So but you guys are young men, though. I'm older.
2001, I was entering my freshman year of high
Penn
school.
League.
2001 was
Resup.
definitely around when we'd be going, for sure.
When you guys were in Utica? Denny Bautista. Jeff Fulcino. Remember these guys. Who was the affiliate you guys were in? Utica was the Yanks.
When we were there, it was the Marlins.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was the Marlins.
Oh, shit.
You were Penn League. You guys were awful in 2001. When did you guys get out of town?
2009.
2009 was high school graduation.
Yes.
So in your youth, you had the Blue Sox going.
I like the name, man.
My
I wish more
Field.
baseball teams went by Sox.
Where was the? Because they were in the 2015. They did have, because we did play in Utica. Where was that? 2016 Utica Pioneers. What was that like? That would have been like 99. What you gonna do? I digress. Well, we forgetting something, Dutch? I never know.
No, I'm saving my list for next week.
What's the list?
Top 5 baseball players that sound like they have restaurant. They could have restaurants.
Ooh, you're saving that one for next
Yeah,
week?
I bet
That's a
you-
good tease. You're supposed to do that.
Vinny Pasquantini.
Ooh, that would be a good
I
one.
think that's how you say his last name. Guy on
Vinny
the Royals.
Pasquantini. Let's look at Valentino Pascucci. I'm not gonna. I didn't spell right. Valentino. Tino.
Vinny
Pass.
Pasquantino on the Royals. He's the guy that whenever he hits a home run, they send Sasquatch walking across the
I
outfield
can't
fence.
find Valentino.
You probably just look it up on Google first. It would tell you the right name.
There is Val Pascucci. This dude played Schenectady Mohawks, Oklahoma. He was humongous, 6'6", 265.
These people.
Drafted everywhere he went, but he was the guy that was breaking bomb bats. Did he go to Japan? What? Val made it to Japan? Chiba Latte. And he hit 13 homers for him. I didn't even know that about him. Funny. All right, well, nobody's going to have to surf this with me. Thanks for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, check out the Seguin River Monsters. We'll close the web capture and just do this. This is what I like to do. I like to play with that.
Thank you very much for having me on, guys, and talking shop about the River Monsters.
Oh, we
Thank
need
you
bump
for
music
always
though, right? We didn't use our bump music enough today. We had all kinds of stuff.
promoting the River Monsters. To everybody listening, season starts May 30th. We're at Smoky Joe, May 30th, to kick off the year. Got fireworks on June 9th. Deals all summer. Come out to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Isn't the 27th media night, right?
Yeah, we got a media night and open practice on the 27th. Meet the players before the season. And underway real soon.
Make your judgments. Based watch DC. How many win? How many? Let me ask a question real quick. Over or under 20 wins?
Over. Got to be over.
Because there's what 40 something games, right?
Hammer the sports book if it's set at 20.
Yeah. 48 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
24 home, 24 road.
How many did they win last year? I can't remember.
10.
10.
And
Okay.
that was a tough one.
We're doubling up.
Yeah, no, it's just
Over 500, right?
Yeah.
Slam the over.
Yeah, take that. I'll take
Go
that.
40-8.
Like the crew, like everything. Second year doing it, just keep on growing in the TCL. Check out TCL TV. We'll make sure all the ATG dudes and friends of the Seguin River Monster family shall be given access to TCL to catch the streams. Is the idea. And then post game, I think we're just going to put up on this channel.
Yeah, get the
drive traffic to our obscure
live stream.
weirdness.
Live stream some post game interviews.
Yeah.
They're always the best.
All right. Till next time.
Take
Get
care.
hooked.
Dutch Chattahoochee, Scott Berry, and Texas Towing Turnstiles. I don't know. Let's go to the YouTube thing.
One pouring out for the homies
Kill it.
later.
Sound problems abounds today. There you go. We out. End it. End.